This is a great quiz. How many virtual disks do you see? You're probably saying, I don't see any disks. Use your imagination. I want you to show me in your mind how many virtual disks would be out here. I'm going to help you out because I'm a nice guy. Is it answer A? There's 4 virtual disks out here. Is it B? There's 16 of them out there. Is it C, 64, or D, 32? There were 32 amps in the picture, so there are 32 virtual disks in the picture right here. Let's take that same picture, and this time I want you to tell me how many physical disks are there in this picture. Is it going to be 32, 64, 256, or 128? There's 4 physical disks per amp. We've got 32 amps in our picture. 32 times 4, there are 128 disks in this picture. Physical disks, not virtual disks. How many transient journals do you see in this picture? Is it 1? Is it 32? Is it 64? Or is it 12? There are 32 amps. There are 32 transient journals. You think of a transient journal as a camera around each amp's neck so it can take that before picture and then the after picture when the amp has been updated. We just updated the employee table. The employee table's primary index is employee number. So we said, let's update this record where the employee number is equal to 2 million. It's a single amp update. How many transient journals are open? There's only one transient journal open. It's the amp that held the row that made the change. We've got 32 amps in this picture. Each amp has a virtual disk that is 1 terabyte in size in this example. When we implement RAID 1 mirroring, that's automatic with every system, how much space is left in the system for raw data? There's a 50% overhead with RAID 1 mirroring. So if we have 32 amps and each amp has a virtual disk of 1 terabyte, we'd have 32 terabytes of real space. But when that's mirrored, 50% overhead, we've only got 16 terabytes left for raw data. Now we take that previous example even further. Sure, we've got 32 amps. Each amp has 1 terabyte of virtual space. Now we put in RAID 1 mirroring. We only have 16 terabytes left for raw data. Now we decide to fallback protect each table. How much space do we have left? We only have 8 terabytes left for raw data. If you use mirroring, 50% of the space is gone of that virtual disk. Data mirror. And if you use fallback, it's another 50% because you're going to have to write your data to somewhere else, and that person's going to write their data to your disk. How many disks could we lose with RAID 1? We have 32 amps here. Each amp has 4 physical disks, data mirror, data mirror. If we were extremely lucky, how many disks could we lose in this entire system and Teradata not have to reset? In our 32 amps, with each amp having data mirror in their 4 physical disks, if we were extremely lucky, amp 1 could lose its disk, keep the mirror. It could lose another disk or the mirror, and it's only going to lose 2 lucky disks and still be up. If this happened on every single one of these amps, we could lose 64 disks and say, wow, did we dodge a bullet? The system has not reset. We're lucky today. In our 32 amps, each having 4 disks, data mirror, on the worst day possible, what is the minimum number of disks we could lose and have it kill us? If one amp lost its disk and a mirror, we'd be out of commission unless it was fallback protected. So on a bad day, if an amp loses its disk and a mirror, it has no way to get that data. The system cannot do full table scans. Now what's interesting about this, if a query comes in and it's not a full table scan and it doesn't need any data from that particular amp because you've used a unique primary index, a non-unique primary index, and it didn't happen to be on that amp, or even a unique secondary index and it didn't fall there, query runs. But the minute there's any type of full table scan or the system needs data from the amp that's failed its 2 disks, it says, stopping, we cannot satisfy this query, the system is down. We have fallback protected our tables. As you can see here, we've got our 32 amps in 16 clusters. How many amps could we lose if we were extremely lucky? Maximum. If we lost 1 amp in every cluster, miracle, we could lose up to 16 amps and still be okay. On a very bad day, how many amps could we lose minimum and be down? Two amps. On a bad day, we say we've got 32 amps and 16 clusters. We really feel protected. We lost 1 amp, no big deal. Oh no, we lost another amp and they were in the same cluster. We're down.